Okay, join me on page 396 of your science textbook. How do floods affect habitats? Floods are usually caused by a large amount of rain that falls in a short period of time. The rain may fall during a series of heavy storms or during a single large storm, such as a hurricane. Floods may also develop when snow melts in the spring. In coastal areas, unusual tide activity can cause flooding. Sometimes floods occur where people have interfered with the natural flow of water. For example, when a dam breaks, water that had been held back by the dam can flood the valleys in front of it. The Salton Sea in Southern California was formed when engineers tried to change the flow of the Colorado River. Waterways such as rivers and streams form over time to carry the amount of water that is normally present. When a large amount of water from large thunderstorms or rapid snowmelt enters a waterway, the waterway can overflow. Water spreads out over the floodplain or the flat surrounding area and may even spread further inland. Floods are dangerous to nearby inhabitants for several reasons. Water is fairly heavy, so it moves quickly to find its own level. The force of flowing floodwater can be enough to knock down a person or an animal, or to uproot a tree. People sometimes try to drive through floodwater, particularly if it does not look very deep. The water may even flow into the vehicle or carry it away. Continuing on page 397, changing landscapes. Floodwater picks up and carries away tons of mud and debris. After the water recedes to its normal level, the mud and debris are left behind, changing the landscape. This mud and debris can bury crops and other plants, damaging or killing them. However, a flood often benefits future crops because the nutrient-rich mud that remains after the flood renews the soil and makes it more fertile. In areas that are in a river's floodplain, people try to control the water's flow by building dams or structures called levees. A levee is a wall or a large mound of earth built along a river to prevent it from flooding. Levees raise or extend the banks of a river so that more water than usual can flow in the river. Building levees can be a good solution for areas that flood often. However, a levee may make the river valley narrower. During a flood, this may force more water down the river, protecting the area upriver, but increasing flooding further downriver. In addition, if a levee breaks or overflows, the water rushes out onto the land. Breaks in levees can cause some of the most dangerous floods, such as the flooding in New Orleans in 2005. Okay, turning to page 398. How do earthquakes and landslides affect habitats? Earthquakes can cause extensive damage and destruction. In October 1989, an earthquake hit California, causing major damage to the San Francisco Bay Area. The violent shaking caused the upper deck of a freeway to collapse onto the lower deck, flattening cars. In January 1994, a major earthquake struck the Los Angeles area, causing more than $15 billion in damage. Roadways buckled and buildings collapsed. Broken gas lines caught fire, causing buildings to burn. The streets flooded from broken water mains. When an earthquake occurs in a populated area, power and gas lines are often broken, and these ruptures can cause fires. The shaking of the ground can damage buildings, highways, and other structures. Some earthquakes open large cracks in the ground. Sometimes the ground shifts vertically, producing a cliff in just a few seconds. If the land shifts enough in a particular place, it can change a river's course, drain a lake, or change the appearance of the natural and human-made features of the region. An earthquake may dislodge huge amounts of rocks and soil and cause a landslide. Other factors can also trigger landslides. For example, a landslide may occur when the base of a cliff or a hill is cut away by stream erosion, wave action, or glaciers. Heavy rainfall or rapid snowmelt can cause a landslide. Explosions or vibrations caused by construction work can also begin the process. A landslide can cause more damage than an earthquake. A landslide can carry buildings down a hillside or bury highways under debris. It may rip trees and plants from the ground and change a gentle slope to a steep cliff. If debris falls into a river or stream, it may create a natural dam, changing the course of the waterway, or cause a flood. The tumbling rocks may damage the riverbed by removing plants and killing fish and other animals. All right, thanks for listening. Continue on your science lesson.